www.DESIblitz.com.
I am independent filmmaker Hammad Khan, and you are watching DESIblitz.
Hi DESIblitz viewers, you're watching me, Minna, at the O2 Cineworld in London, and I'm here today to meet Hammad Khan at the London Indian Film Festival.
I got into filmmaking, I think, seriously in my teenage years. I just fell in love with world cinema. I never studied film. This is the weird thing. I did law, and instead of being in law lectures in the law library, I'd always find myself in the film library of the university and looking for old classics. And that's when I realized that this was something that was a serious passion. And then I started to find filmmakers closer to the east, as it were, sort of Iranian, Japanese filmmakers, to see how they had, from different cultures, become filmmakers. So that was kind of the beginning of my passion for film, and it evolved over time. I have so many favorite filmmakers. I mean, from American filmmakers like Scorsese and David Lynch, to Werner Herzog, Abbas Kiarostami, Satyajit Ray from India. There's a whole list. I mean, if we start, I'll never finish. But I love filmmakers from sort of all around the world, rather than just the kind of Hollywood or American cinema.
Do you think that the individual influences the film, or the actual country, the country of origin of the filmmaker?
I think it's probably a bit of both. I think that when I started filmmaking, I always thought I wanted to put Pakistan on the map, because that's my motherland, that's where I'm from. And as I made films, I realized that it's more about me than about the country. So I'm actually telling my own story than the story of Pakistan. And the film I've just got at the festival now is a perfect example of how that mixes.
So that brings us to Anima State, your latest film. So what inspired you to make that film?
I think my crazy dreams. I was in a state of complete angst after making my first film, Pakistan, a few years ago. A lot of bad things happening in Pakistan, a lot of sort of terrible news and headlines, and it seemed like such a sad time. For Pakistan. And I just figured out, that there's all this stuff in my head swirling around, and I just want to get it out there. Sometimes you have to have art to just deal with some of the things that are inside your head, and rather than necessarily have a message or an agenda.
Pakistan ka matlab kya? La ilaha illallah hoga.
Anima State sort of represents that kind of catharsis that I've had from the angst that I have had about Pakistan. It is a pretty crazy film in that sense. It kind of has a lot of free-flowing style and structure. People, when they see it, they've said that this is not really what we expected to see. I think that it is a little bit shocking. So it's certainly something that is better on the screen rather than in my head. I mean, this is mainly a story about one man in a bandage mask. You don't see his face a lot in the film, who's going around with a gun killing people, and nobody seems to be able to. Also, nobody seems to want to stop him. The fact that he can do it so freely in this society is his main angst, his main problem. And he doesn't quite get what's going on. So it's quite a mysterious scenario, which you're never quite sure is real or fictional or dreamlike. And I've sort of presented it as that.
So what does the bandage signify?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think that this kind of faceless mask is what I see. There is this mask, invisible face of violence in Pakistan. You never really see who the perpetrators are, who the bad guys are. So it's kind of a blank canvas, and it could be every man, or it could be, a monster. And that's kind of what the mask is about, really. There's actually a role in the film, a part in the film, which is 4 parts, played by the same actress. So there is one actress I found that had to play 4 parts. That's quite unique in a film. You don't usually have 4 different kind of types of women, as it were, as in this kind of dream journey. So that was interesting. That was played by a very good actress called Malika Zafar.
And so how has the reception been to the film so far, and where after the London Film Festival, Indian Film Festival?
Yeah, it's been good. We had our premiere at the London Indian Film Festival, and it was great. I mean, it's such a provocative, challenging film. I would have imagined that people would, be a little dismissive or upset or provoked. And actually, the audience last night at the premiere were really, really positive, and there was a lot of kind of positivity and support and engagement. They were really engaged with the film and the Q&A afterwards. So I was really pleased about that. These are the kind of films that they're not like Transformers, which just blitz you with marketing in the first weekend. You have to have a slow burn, and it builds up kind of word of mouth around the world and online as well. So yeah, I hope it gets a fair run around the world. I'm going to spend some time on this, getting it out there, but I'd really like to do a film here in London. I go to Pakistan and make films there, but I think the time has come now where I'd like to do a film, on the radar that I'm already on in the area I live in, because it's a wonderful city, London, and I don't think there are films made in London, but there's certainly I think a missing piece in the puzzle of UK film that I'd love to try and fill, as it were, with a film project or something here.
पाकिस्तान का मतलब क्या? ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह होगा.
इस कहानी की मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा.